That is the Audi R8, and today we are telling its complete story from where it began, where it came from, and from the concept car. So stay tuned. The year is 2003. Frankfurt. Audi unveils a concept car, but not for the sales, not for the hype. It was for something special. It was a celebration, and Audi had just done something brutal. They had won 3 Le Mans wins, 2000, 2001, 2002. For those who don't know, the Le Mans race was like the biggest racing competition at that particular time, and Audi, they conquered all that. So they built something to say thank you. They came up with the Le Mans Quattro concept car, and under the bonnet sat a twin turbo 5.0 liter V10, 620 horsepower. It had 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. Top speed 214. Those were serious numbers at that time, even as of today. But the numbers were not the shock here. It was the design. The car was low, wide, aggressive. Nothing Audi had ever made before like this. It did not even feel like a concept car. It felt like some future sci-fi stuff coming, and people did not even hesitate. Journalists, fans, engineers, they are all saying the same thing: build it, and Audi's answer was simple: we'll do it. So the engineers went into work, and 3 years later at Paris Motor Show, that is in 2006, they came up with their first actual car. It was called Audi R8 Type 42. It had 2 seats, and what was shocking, the engine was behind the driver, a concept that was not known at that particular time. Audi was known for executive saloons, but they had just built a supercar, and nobody saw it coming. This first generation, the factory engineers had called it Audi R8 Type 42. Okay, I don't know why the 42, I'll check on that. But it had 4.2 liter V8, 420 horsepower, 0 to 60 in just 4 seconds. This car was something else, and few days later, Jacky Ickx, one of the drivers at Le Mans race, he got a chance to be able to test this car. To be honest, he said this is the best car he had ever driven, and not one of the best. He said this is actually the best, and this wasn't just a marketing line, it came from art. The year is 2008, and Audi made some changes, something small, but something that changed everything. They introduced full LED lights. Today, they are normal, but back then, it was some futuristic stuff. So the R8 became the first production car ever to have full LED lights, and every manufacturer started copying Audi. But while the world looked at the headlights, Audi was already cooking something else. In 2009, they went to Lamborghini, their own sister brand, and they asked for their engine, the 5.2 liter V10 from the Lamborghini Gallardo, and that engine changed the game. So this engine was now sitting in Audi, 512 horsepower, 0 to 16 in 3.9 seconds, top speed 196 miles per hour. People literally pulled over on highways just to hear the sound of this new car. But while the V10 was winning ads, Audi was already looking forward. There was no time to rest. So at Frankfurt Motor Show, they introduced R8 e-tron concept. It wasn't a V8, not even a V10, no engine at all. 4 electric motors, 313 horsepower, 248 kilometers range. And the world wasn't ready, not even close, because back then an electric supercar wasn't innovation. It felt like some science fiction. But Audi wasn't asking people if they wanted it. They were asking what comes next in the end. So they paused it and returned to compassion for some unfinished business, of course. By 2011, the R8 had already became something unusual, a supercar that people liked. That same year, they introduced the R8 Spyder. And where did Audi choose to reveal it? Le Mans, of course. But while the Spyder added some emotion to people, Audi was already building something much more extreme, the R8 GT. This wasn't a faster R8. This was an R8 stripped down to its purpose. Power rose to 560 horsepower. Production, they just produced 333 cars worldwide, and they vanished almost instantly. Then Audi repeated the formula. They manufactured R8 GT Spyder, another 333 cars, another instant sellout. And now it was clear, the R8 wasn't just popular anymore. It was becoming desirable in a different way. People did not just want it, they wanted this version of R8. The year is 2014. and everything shifted again. This was the end of the first generation. To celebrate Audi's 10th Le Mans win, they revealed something rare, the R8 LMX, only 99 units, and it introduced something the world had not seen in production cars yet: laser headlights. At that time, it was something futuristic. Today, it's normal, but back then, Audi was leading in this game. By now, the numbers told a bigger story. 28,600 first-generation R8s were already sold. 8 years. At this time, the R8 had become a legend. Then came the Geneva Motor Show. Audi introduced their R8 second generation. At first glance, it looked like an regular R8, but everything was sharper, more aggressive, more focused. And one major change, the V8 was gone. From now on, only V10s. It shared its platform with the Lamborghini Huracan. Stronger foundation, better balance, more performance potential. There were two versions, the standard V10, which had 540 horsepower, and the V10 Plus, which had 610 horsepower. At Frankfurt Motor Show, Audi did something unthinkable. For decades, Audi all-wheel drive Quattro, it had defined the brand since 1980, and then they just removed it on purpose. They introduced the R8 rear wheel series. People loved it. 999 Coupes, 999 Spyders. Every single one of them sold. The year is 2023 and the news came. Audi made the announcement quietly, but the meaning wasn't quite quiet at all. The R8 would not continue. No next generation, no replacement, just an ending. So they ended it the only way the R8 ever deserved. The final version was called the R8 V10 GT RWD. It had 620 horsepower. That is the story of the Audi R8. In total, 45,949 R8s were built. Then it stopped. No successor announced, no replacement, just silence after nearly 2 decades of pure greatness. If you enjoy this story, subscribe because next time we will be dropping another video on the Audi RS3, and that story is definitely worth your time. See you next.